Kevin, got my first cold storage wallet on the way because of you, so thanks. I don't know why I was so stupid for so long. I have known about Bitcoin for years, just didn't do the research. Well, Kev, you're not alone, my friend. I think that's a very, very popular position to be in for most people. You know, and the one thing, I actually had a meeting with a guy yesterday, and he said, this is what he said. I've known money was fake for a very long time. I didn't know Bitcoin existed, and I wish I would have discovered it earlier because I would have connected the dots much faster than most people. He had obviously heard of Bitcoin, but he didn't know the true purpose of Bitcoin, the peer-to-peer electronic cash, the currency, the commodity, the store of value that's made to separate money from the state. That's what Bitcoin is. And so, I said, it sucks. I'm in the same boat in terms of, I heard about Bitcoin very early. I think everybody did, right? It kind of went crazy for a while there. Everybody's talking about it back in 2013, 2017. And most people just wrote it off as like a scam or a Ponzi scheme, right? Because that's what most people were saying. That's what the news was saying. That's what most reporters were saying. Most articles, governments were saying that. But I said, the best time to be in Bitcoin is today, truly. Because even if you would have got in back then, 2017, 2013, most people who had Bitcoin at that time, who own Bitcoin, don't have it anymore, right? They either lost it, got hacked, the exchange went down, they sold it at it went from $50 to $100. That's pretty good profit. I'm going to cash out. Or it went from 3,000 to 500 and they panicked and sold it. Most people who owned Bitcoin back then don't have it anymore. There was much more risk involved then. It was much harder to use. The demand was way lower. The adoption rate was almost non-existent. And that's why the value was so low. It's because there was so much supply, very low demand, and nobody really had any sort of conviction over it. And if you fast forward to today, it's totally different. Totally different. There's way too much demand right now. There's not enough supply. That's why the price is going up like it is. It's being adopted around the world by everybody. It's a global currency. It's recognized by everybody. It has 4 million people on Team Bitcoin. And it's not slowing down. You got governments buying it. The US government in 2 months from now is going to be buying Bitcoin. The US government in 2 months from now is going to be buying Bitcoin. Countries are mining it. The Kingdom of Bhutan has accumulated, thousands of Bitcoin mining. Russia's getting into it or already is into it. There's an unknown Bitcoin country out there, Whale, who's been buying, who's accumulated a very large holding, and they're going to be announcing that soon. So don't ever feel like you should have gotten into Bitcoin earlier. Just be very happy that you're here today, because it's a far better investment today, much less risk. And almost, as Saylor said yesterday on CNBC, we're going to watch the interview here right away, but they asked him what the risk was with Bitcoin. And he said, well, the biggest risk was a Democrat winning the presidency, or the Democrat winning the House or the Senate or the popular vote or something like that, something that they would have an influence over Bitcoin. But as the show's titled today, the red wave will ignite Bitcoin. That risk is gone. Truly. Like, there's nothing that could happen right now that would stop Bitcoin from going from $90,000 to $900,000. There's nothing that can stop Bitcoin right now. It's wild. It's wild.